pretty weird.
T3 Media.
Through the media.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Talking Through the Media, is your home for entertainment news and all that stuff that's trending throughout the week. I am your host, Chris Fagan, and joining me once again is her redness herself. Oh no, she's gonna be upset if I mess this camera angle up. Let me just do this real quick. Hey, Sarah, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. I was about to do the full screen deal for you, and I realized that I didn't adjust it right when I maximized everything. So I was like, oh no, if I do that, because it was going to be a zoom like, oh, kind of a thing. And you know, you would not have liked it.
You can see if I washed my face today, how dirty my pores are.
Like right in there, those commercials where you're like zoomed in all the cheeks and stuff. Oh no, I wouldn't do that to you. But we're going through another week. I know it's been a crazy summer. School's about to start. Things are going. Sometimes they're up. Sometimes, what was it? You live the good, you live the bad, you live them both. And there you have Talking to the Medias.
There you go.
So guys, once again, as you know, every week we go through the topics of the week that we pick, but this is the first week where we're going to do our expanded little series. We have a couple of more segments coming our way here, so we're gonna quickly go through those three topics that we always normally go through. We're going to talk about what's something that's trending out there that's been making the internet go crazy. You guys can see it in the description. If there's something that we've binged or watched through the week, we'll quickly brush up on that. I don't have much, but maybe Sarah does. I don't know. And then we're gonna launch our first attempt, my first crack at this roulette game that I've been dying to play. I want to get you guys in on that a little bit more. So if ever when we get more, I guess, eyes on it and put some butts in the seat, and you guys want to put $1 in something, I don't know. Maybe I'll interrupt the game and put your message in there in the wheel live. But you'll see what I'm talking about, guys, a little bit later. So let's get into that. Then we got a quick story from Reddit that we're gonna go through, and then a little bit from We Got Your Mail. Real quick, I said that this could extend to an hour, but me and Sarah were talking about this earlier. Like, I've been up since the crack of noon, and I'm already tired. Sarah, you've been up even longer than that.
Since 6. Yeah, I've been up since 6, and my AC is broken, and it's August.
Exactly.
So it's hot.
It's exactly. So I'm not gonna try to stretch this out to a full hour. I'm gonna speed read as much as I can and get us out of here. So guys, maybe this will be a regular little 30-minute show like it used to be. And I just realized I'm all leaned on this side, so my microphone's gonna be doing something weird. So let me get us started from the first topic of the week, first entertainment news topic of the week. So real quick, guys. So from New Line's The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, has grossed more than $196 million worldwide, capturing the entire I'm doing it already. Catapulting the entire Conjuring franchise through 7 movies past $2 billion in global ticket sales. That means that the franchise as a whole, everything, I'm talking to Annabelle, I'm talking The Nun, everything, the Conjuring movies that we've all come to know and love. I don't know if
all that creepy shit,
all that creepiness has reached $2 billion worth of jump scares. What do you think about all that right now? About that news?
I believe it. That scares the crap out of me. Like, I can't even watch that with the lights off. I have to watch it during the daytime with the lights on. And
I thought you loved horror movies. Don't you like scary movies?
So I watch them and I can enjoy them, but am I going to have nightmares? For sure. That's just an accepted part of watching horror movies.
So put it in the comment section.
That adrenaline.
Jump scares for Sarah. Put it in the comment section. Anything you want to just throw at her that she needs to react to.
Sometimes you need that adrenaline to just remind yourself that, thank God, I'm not running away from a possessed doll. What are your... Just to have... happiness. You're not gonna die anytime soon.
What's your instincts? How are your horror movie survival skill level? What are your instincts? You see the monster down the hall. Are you running upstairs?
My general instinct. So this is story time now. Okay, so this is gonna explain how I deal with things when I get frightened. So when I was a little kid, we used to go to haunted houses and stuff for a while, and then the first haunted house that I went to, I had my bag of candy, and this was on a military base, so we just had like a little AFES bag, if you know what AFES is, and I whacked the crap out of a clown. This clown jumps out in front of me. I'm 7 years old. I go, ah! And I immediately hit him with the bag, and I start kicking the crap out of him because he was touching me. Like, he grabbed me, and so I start beating the crap out of him. And my dad had to pick me up. I'm screaming. I'm swinging. I'm like, I was frightened, but that's generally how I deal with things that scare me. I lash out. No,
okay, so no flight, just fight. So
I will beat you up long enough for me to get away. That's what it is.
Well,
you're better. If you're close enough to touch me, you're gonna get a swift kick in the who knows.
Yeah, exactly. So that 6 feet rule was pre-COVID, huh? Like, no, yeah, give me 50 feet otherwise. But I'm excited.
Scrappy.
I love the whole this. I like the Conjuring. I haven't watched the new one yet on HBO Max. I've been dying to go see it and sit down in the room and watch it. And
they do a great job with all that stuff. It's creepy as hell.
I love that. One of the things I appreciated about The Conjuring was that it wasn't a situation where it always happens at night or in the dark. Like, in the middle of the day, like, anything could happen. You're not safe. Doesn't matter if you're in bed. It doesn't matter if you're at work. You can be driving. It doesn't matter if it's coming. Something's happening. It's like, that's what I like. I like the fact that scary movies are doing that more. It's not just all happening at Halloween,
I mean, it makes more sense. Like, if you think of real life situations, is the
ghost
going to take a nap?
Exactly.
Just because the sun's out?
No, they're not vampires.
No, it's like, come on. Why? They don't have to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this ghost is like, I could be floating around in this cosmic plane, but I choose to stay in my home that I'm kicking you out of. Get out. Like, that's what it's all about.
I'm not going to take a little siesta.
Yeah.
3 o'clock.
Yeah, exactly.
Not happening.
What's that? That trope in movies where the ghost always comes at a certain time and the clock strikes 1:15 and boom, all hell breaks. Like, no, screw that. Let's go. It's 6 a.m.
There's no sleeping when you're being hunted down by a creepy ass doll.
Exactly.
There's no sleeping.
There you go. Wait, creepy ass. There she goes. There she goes. Right there. What do you think? There you go. Love that. Love that doll. But guys, let us know what you guys think about that. Let's move on to the next topic. Sarah, what is the second topic of the week?
So this is about Reese Witherspoon. And can I first say I am so proud for her. I'm so happy for her. Reese Witherspoon sold her media company for nearly $1 billion.
Woo.
The company, which already spawned a film and production company, its own VOD network, complete with Witherspoon's first ever talk show, Shine On with Reese, and book club, centers on stories by and for women. Hello Sunshine has produced films such as Gone Girl and Wild, and shows including HBO's Big Little Lies, which I didn't know is an amazing show, Apple's The Morning Show, and Hulu's Little Fires Everywhere. This is Reese, quote, "I'm going to double down on that mission to hire more female creators from all walks of life and showcase their experiences," end quote. Witherspoon said in a statement, okay, "This is a meaningful movie in the world because it really means that women's stories matter."
Yeah. That's I did not. You're just like you said. I did not know that she was behind all of that. I didn't know that Hello Sunshine was her. Everybody's become a billionaire. Looks like she was already.
But I mean, that speaks to her work ethic. She wasn't cashing in on being Reese Witherspoon. She was just a boss and she was just handling it. Mm-hmm. So yay for her.
What you know what? Let me be petty. Let me get messy real quick.
Okay.
Years ago, when her and what was her ex-husband's Ryan Phillippe? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I forgot how old I was. Maybe it was early 20s when this happened. Yeah, on MTV or some award show. You remember that the beginning of the end when they broke up? I spotted it when it happened live. When Ryan Phillippe did that petty ass move, and it took her years to talk about. She only recently talked about it, and I knew this was part of the reason why they divorced. It wasn't the main reason, but it was. You could tell it was the straw that broke the camel's back. When he got up on stage, she handed him the envelope to read the person who was going to win whatever the award was, and he hands it back to her and goes, yeah, here, you read it. You make more money than me anyway. And the look on her face, this was before I was even married, and I knew this was like, why are you throwing whatever private little arguments or petty little things y'all obviously are arguing about behind the scenes, saying something like that in public like this, bringing our private conversations and your insecurities out in public. It was plain as day that that's what he was doing. I said, that's the beginning of the end. And a little bit later, they're divorced, and now she's a billionaire. So what is Ryan thinking right about? And I'm sorry to be messy. I just thought it was funny. Dude,
that's actually a trending topic on TikTok. It was these little clips where this one woman started out saying, would you be okay with your wife making more money than you? And then all these guys were doing these funny other clips. This one guy, which was hilarious, said, oh, honey, he's holding this big screen TV in a box on his shoulder. He goes, honey, oh, you want breakfast? Yeah, absolutely. Would you like fresh squeezed mimosas and orange juice too? And he goes, okay, absolutely. But do you want me to wear the maid's outfit this time? I can do that. No problem. And so it was just like,
it's funny.
It's funny, but like, really, it's okay. Whoever makes more money, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, guys, if you're a traditional guy, you feel like you need to be making more money and this and that and the other, or if it turns out she, if something happens and she becomes more successful, she gets a promotion or what, that doesn't take away anything from you. Now, what will
you should be happy for her. I mean, because ultimately, if she does better, you both do better. If you're partners and you're married, your husband and wife.
I mean, theoretically, there are some people out there where you wouldn't have much access to. There's some couples out there that I know of where they make a certain amount of money and he doesn't have access to her money at all, but she has access to his. Now it just depends. But if you're a team, then yeah, if she's making more money, then you're both making more money. So why wouldn't you be happy for? And if you're in a situation where she's making a crazy amount of money and you don't have to work that much, or if she's okay with that, as long as you're not being lazy about it or being an idiot about it, go. Yeah. Hey, my wife just got promoted, and she definitely makes more now. I wish I would love to be able to spoil her every day and whatnot, but life is real, and sometimes you have to roll with the punches. Does she make me feel any type of way about it? No, and I don't make myself feel any type of way about it. I still don't. I don't feel emasculated. I don't feel this or feel that. That's the mistake guys make. When you start acting up like that, then she might go, okay, then maybe you are not. Maybe you're too insecure. Like you guys, trust me, you'll mess it up for yourselves if you act like that.
It's her success, and you should be proud of it. And it doesn't diminish anybody else around them. One person being successful, regardless of being in a married couple, say your best friend does well, gets a promotion, gets their dream job, and you're not there yet, there's no reason to be angry about that. Right. You don't need to hate on that person, because that doesn't take it away from you. That doesn't make any less of you. That's just them doing their thing. And if you hold on to that positivity, you're going to do well too. Exactly. You just got to hang in there, and spreading that negative energy, that negative karma around does nothing besides bring it back.
Yeah, exactly. So guys, just put on that maid's outfit, keep it in shape. Let her know, and then later in other ways, you'll let her know who's the man.
I wouldn't complain to breakfast and mimosas every weekend. Come on, I don't require a maid's outfit.
There you go. See, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. All right. So
I just want a pool boy. That's all. No,
there
just
you
kidding.
go. Boom. There you go. Now we know what that was a little sneak peek of what the Reddit read is going to be later on. But moving on to the next topic real quick. All right, guys, from the Hollywood Reporter. So Cobra Kai star, and I'm going to mess this name up, is Xolo Maridueña from Cobra Kai is in talks to lead the DC's Blue Beetle. Sorry if I messed the name up. The Wrap broke the news about the casting in the casting becoming official when I'm gonna say Xolo and Soto arriving at the Suicide Squad's world premiere on August 2nd. The Hollywood Reporter's Aaron Couch reported that Warner Brothers executives offered the role to the rising actor the night before over dinner. Blue Beetle will center around the superhero's third incarnation, named Jamie Reyes, a Mexican-American teenager who finds himself bonded with an alien scarab. Sarah, do you know much about the Blue Beetle? Are you familiar with this character at all?
So not really, and I don't think this character has gotten a lot of screen times. I think in some like cartoons or animation. Sorry, everybody who doesn't believe they're cartoons, it's animation. But yeah, I'm actually very interested to see, because DC has been saying they're going to do a lot of stuff, a lot of things with actors now, and so I think they're just trying to capitalize on the comic book movies since Marvel has been doing so well. So I'm hopeful that they'll be good, but I'm probably still gonna watch them if they're not. So
I'm excited that they're using. It's like back in the day, people were thinking, you got to catch up to Marvel and things like that. And Marvel had a pretty a good head start when Feige laid his plan out and he executed it. And the DCEU, at least they did it slower, and then all of a sudden it felt like they felt like they had to rush for no reason. I never felt that, but it seems after a couple stumbles here and there, it seems now through HBO Max, they're trying I don't feel like they're trying to catch up, because they're not going to do that. But I feel like they're going now they found the pace that they like, and they're trying to, like you said, kind of experiment using HBO Max as the platform to just, because some of these things like the Batgirl movie, and maybe this will be linked to the DCEU. So if it's not that big of a success, or if it's moderate success or whatnot, it was on the HBO Max level. But if it's well received, it's still connected. It still can open up to something bigger in the future. But they test. It's like the minor leagues, HBO Max, the minor leagues. And if something great comes from this, to the major leagues, to the big screen. And I kind of like that. I feel like DC is now, Warner Brothers is finally finding their mojo and making better decisions.
DC has really been pulling the teen market. So if you look at like what the CW did, a lot of DC, like Supergirl and all of those things. So they've been more leaning in the teen market than Marvel has.
Right.
So it's interesting
with the CW.
Yeah, the CW stuff. So like the Supergirls, what the Flash was on there, if the Flash show, and then they had a bunch of different ones, and I can't think of all their names now because I didn't prepare to talk about those. But
yeah, no, I know what you mean.
He looks like a young man, like he's probably going to play a teenager. More than likely.
Yeah, the character is a teenager. He's for this. I know the Blue Beetle character just a little bit. I've heard that there's been a few other incarnations of the character. Currently, like there's a cartoon called Young Justice where all the sidekicks have their own little little group. And Blue Beetle's in there, and from what I can tell,
Teen Titans Go.
And he's a teenager that's got this alien, this like a Venom type suit, but it's technology and it talks to him. It's very violent and aggressive. If it feels threatened, it's gonna attack. And he 9 times out of 10 he's usually yelling at the suit, So based on what I know from this actor from Cobra Kai, and I heard about, I was like, I think he would crush this. I'm excited for him. So.
Yeah.
I'm just a Cobra Kai fan, so I'm just rooting for him. So guys, let us know what you guys think, and I wish him luck. I'm looking forward to it. Batgirl, now Blue Beetle. Hey, Booster Gold, bring it all in. I don't care. Bring back Henry Cavill while you're at it. But let us know what you guys think. So let's go into why is that trending. Okay, so Sarah, have you heard the bird is a word and all that? I'm not gonna go there. DoorDash.
Bird.
Did you hear? I know this story has been covered a lot, but I've recently stumbled upon this, and I'm like, you know what? I want to bring some awareness to this. That dear customers, please do not tip via the DoorDash app website. It isn't going to the drivers fairly. There is a lot of reporting from DoorDashers that the tips that they funnel through the app, that DoorDash is in a whole is for the most part is keeping the majority of it. If it's like you're not even allowed to find out what the pay is or the tips are, no matter how far. Like if it's a very far drive and you want to accept it, they want you to accept it first. Then they'll let you. It's supposedly supposed to let you know what the money or the payout is going to be, and people were starting to figure out like something's not right here. Like I would get paid more going that same distance, here. Now it's like I'm going a little bit further, but I'm getting less of a tip. Like something wasn't adding up. So from what I can tell, there is another app that some drivers have been using that can automatically calculate what your tips are supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And more drivers were starting to complain to DoorDash that my tips aren't adding up or are not, obviously you're keeping the majority of my tips. Then what's going on? Some drivers have gotten their money back. Others get their accounts deactivated.
Yeah.
So have you heard anything about this, or are you surprised that a $1 billion company is ripping people off in America?
So I'm not surprised at all. If you look at a lot of the apps now, okay, so here's why. I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna tell you why, because I just had to Google something.
Okay.
So a lot of the apps now say if around the tip or in quotes next to the tip, 100% of the tip goes to the driver. 100% of the tip goes to the driver. If it doesn't say that, like as you're tipping, then the tips don't go to the driver. If you look at companies like Instacart, and there's a company here called Caviar, and they're all still delivering food. Like Instacart does alcohol now, but they don't do like hot foods. But Uber Eats, I don't think Uber gives 100% of the tips to the driver anymore, because they're also a publicly traded company. So DoorDash became a publicly traded company December 9th, 2020.
Is that why they're doing this now?
That is why, because once you become a publicly, okay, so Uber did this. Before Uber sold and became publicly traded, what it did was it wanted to drive up traffic. So they basically lost money for years and years and years, and were not profitable whatsoever. So they paid their drivers more. They charged the riders less, so that way they could really get you as a customer wanting to do this, get drivers wanting to drive. So when they went to become publicly traded, after they did that, they had to figure out how to make their company profitable for the shareholders, because now they're profit driven as opposed to service driven.
Right.
Okay. So DoorDash being profit driven now, they're keeping a part of the tip. If it takes them longer, so if you look at the length of pickup trip, or however long it takes to pick up the food and deliver it, if that takes longer, their DoorDash is essentially losing money, because they could have made 3 different trips, in that time it took for that one longer trip. So it makes sense that they're pocketing more of the money the longer it takes for them to deliver. If that's how they're doing it, or if they're just having a chart and however they're doing it. I don't know how they're doing it, but it makes sense that they're pocketing more of the cash, because ultimately they can only charge so much markup on the food that you order. And they have that delivery fee, which isn't a lot, because I'm not going to pay a $10 delivery fee. I'm just not. I'll pay, $5. But that's all you're getting out of me to bring me my chicken nuggets. But
then on top of that, the money that the person is for the service of going out to deliver food, that this person that doesn't want to get it themselves, the longer the trip, that's more gas that's being burnt. So that's not being taken. So I'm not for DoorDash keeping the majority of it at all, because it
doesn't make sense, because a tip, you're expecting to tip the person who provided the service.
When you hear tip, exactly. When you hear the word tip, you immediately think it's 100. Like the company is getting this because this is how much the food costs or whatever, and the person serving me, this is their tip.
Like you tip a waiter or waitress.
Exactly.
Or wait staff. So but it makes sense that they're pocketing more of the money as much as they can, because now they're publicly traded and they have to make their owners money. Otherwise, okay. I see what you're saying. You're saying that it makes sense to them why they're stealing those drivers' money, because they got.
The company.
I thought you were saying
the money. No, DoorDash is pocketing the money, so the company is more profitable.
Right.
They don't really care about the drivers, because they feel like at this point, we as the customers are hooked. We are hooked, so we're going to constantly be ordering.
You know what this reminds me of? This is exactly what the movie industry was doing, what the movie industry was doing, right as we were leading towards the pandemic, and like AMC, for example, where the price of tickets, they're starting to go up, and people were complaining, this is getting out of hand, and what like these memberships, for example, like instead of doing better like service and doing what they can to keep these the fans that are trying to get away from going to the movies and trying to just wait till the movies come to their homes where they don't have to go out anymore, they just started to raise the prices for the movie goers who are loyal and were continuing to, instead of trying to keep the people from leaving or get more customers by providing a better service, they were like, let's just jack up the price for our most loyal people who aren't going anywhere for a while. And it's just a crazy way of thinking. Overall, you're gonna eventually that's gonna fizzle down to zero, because you're just jacking the price up.
You think so, but if you look at like what Uber did, if you look at those scooters, those bird scooters and stuff like that, once they got this really, really massive customer base that were used to doing those things, that now desire their service. So think of like life before electricity, and electricity comes in. They found a much easier way to get around. But in the case of movies, you're looking at, that's the only way they could watch a movie that came out. Otherwise, they'd have to wait. Now companies are coming out with like the Disney's Premier Access, so now they don't have to go to the movies anymore. So it's like HBO's doing movies out same day as theater, stuff like that. So now the movie theater companies are actually doing poorly, and they're having to make these big deals.
Exactly. It bounces back. That period of time where people were like, I'm cutting the cord and I'm going to enjoy these. I can individually pay for these streaming services if I want to, has now surpassed what like cable prices were, back in the day. It was a very short period of time where cutting the cord made way more sense. Now these streaming services, you add them all up, it's more than what we were paying with. But
I mean, I can add HBO to my Hulu for $5. So why would I pay $60 for it on cable?
Because they give you like 30 something HBOs.
But I get all the HBO channels if I add them on my Hulu, it's like $5.99 a month. But on top of my $12 for Hulu.
But it's cable.
Doesn't mean anything. The only thing that I like about cable now is if I get the cable internet, it's pretty fast.
Yeah, exactly. And which they'll find a way to mess that up eventually.
But I want the Google Fiber. That's what I need to petition.
Come on, Google Fiber, sponsor talking through
good. AT&T has fiber too. It's good. It's fast.
AT&T doesn't own Warner Brothers anymore. Just jumping off the subject now, right? Discovery. Discovery now owns Warner Brothers now. I wonder what the movies are going to be like moving. I wonder if that's why we're getting all this push on HBO Max now. I wonder if that's what's going on. I don't know. Let's find out. Guys, let us know we went on a tangent. I don't want to do that to you, because I know it's hot. So let's keep it moving.
We're tired and we can't stay on topic.
Right. Let's so guys, let us know what you guys think about what's going on with what we're talking about again. DoorDash. How they ripping people off.
DoorDash.
Are you on the corporation side? or are you on the people's side? You know, let's for the revolution, guys. Let's move into the new segment here for the roulette wheel. I wish I had time to put some music on. So I've got a bunch of topics, red and black, and we're gonna go into. We have a little inside joke. Red and black. I always bet on black. You know, Sarah's the redhead. You know, I'm the bald guy, of course. You know, that's what it's all about. Bet on. You know, so anytime we have an argument, you know, it's like a roulette wheel. So we came up with this thing where. I'm planning on making this like into a whole thing in the future. Like I want it to evolve into something, but for now, I'm just keeping it simple. I just got a couple topics that I've thrown on this roulette with this digital wheel, and we're just gonna spin the wheel real quick and just give our quick little thoughts on what's going on.
Just to say, you have no control over where it lands.
Correct? I have no control over where it lands. So when it lands on, Sarah must do a handstand and sing the national anthem or something like that. Then that's just fate. And by the way, guys,
I can actually do both of those things.
It's upside. The wheel is upside down. I'm
Challenge
sorry.
me here.
I'm gonna throw a truth or dare in here. One of these. I'm gonna do it. One of the guys, and I've challenged the community to throw some dares in there. So when it lands on red and black, I want some dares in here and see what.
Nothing illegal.
Within reason. I'm nothing.
PG rated.
Not gonna kick a puppy. Not gonna do anything like that. Not gonna do anything to get me demonetized or banned or anything like that. Now the wheel is a little smaller.
There you go.
Chris knows what he's doing every now and then. Every now and then it's upside. And I'm sorry, guys, it is upside down. So it lands on number 4, black. I guess that's me. Henry Cavill seen on the set of The Flash. Do you believe it? On the
set,
they're saying that Henry Cavill has been seen on the set of The Flash for the Flash movie. That he will be in the Flash movie.
Well, I mean, it's the same universe, so I mean, that's not. I don't think that's anything outrageous. I believe it.
You believe? I've heard 2 things.
Sure.
There's supposed to be a guy on set that's been leaking all this inside footage. They've shown what the Flash's new suit is going to look like. I heard that Ben Affleck is coming in to do his lines next month, and the same guy that leaked the Flash's new suit says he saw Henry Cavill out there. Then I saw an article that says that no, Henry Cavill is not going to be in the Flash movie. That is a rumor. He was not there. This guy is lying. And now I don't know what to believe because he seems to have been on set. He's gotten these pictures that have been proven to be, on set leaked pictures. So he says he saw Henry Cavill. Could Henry have just been there just to mess with her head, but say, hey, give his friend a high five. I'm actually on my way to Marvel to go talk to them about something. I was just stopping by to be nice. I don't know.
Yeah. See, number one, I don't believe it was leaked because have you ever seen some of those NDAs that they have to sign, even the extras and the nobodies on set? There's no way they're leaking anything. And if something does get leaked, your career is going in the fire. You know, like that's a thing. So I believe that's just publicity and marketing, trying to drum up some interest in this thing. So if you look at, and I'm going to swing back over to Marvel again, all the who's its and what's its and lies and stories, and got a lot of people excited. Yeah. And I think this is just somebody playing some good marketing, good publicity.
Well, it's working on me. I mean, I love it. Yeah. I'm actually very impressed with how, and I've said this before, that how no, I didn't really care anything about this Flash movie because of the fact of all the drama and everything that's been going on with it. And then somehow they were able to make this the most. This is the most excited movie that I'm looking forward to this movie than anything else from DC. I am super excited for this movie, and I can't wait to see it. It
looks like it's gonna be good.
I mean, with all these leaked photos and stuff that are coming out, it looks like something crazy is about to happen. So, all right, I removed it real quick. I removed it from the wheel, so it won't come up again.
Look at you.
Trying to multitask real quick. Next topic. I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm sorry it's upside down, guys. But that lands on 2. Lucy Liu spoke out about the time she stood up for herself against Bill Murray during the Charlie's Angels thing.
Yeah.
Can you?
So A, I'm sorry she felt like she needed to do that, and B, you know, what did he say?
I didn't look up. See, I only made this a headlines wheel, so I didn't look.
I tried to find what exactly he said, and you know, hopefully maybe somebody else found it, but I couldn't find exactly what he said. But just from her description of what he said and not hearing his side of the story in any way, I don't blame her. Like, she said that it was just some really not nice stuff pointed specifically in her direction, and she just stood up for herself, and you know, good for her. If that's, you know, not hearing his side or having any witnesses, just from the little bit that I read about it,
he's probably, you know, I would imagine he's going to probably stay quiet about it. You know, he's got Ghostbusters about to come out. He was so he's probably just going to, since it's not really media is not really covering it as much as they cover other things when people speak out about stuff like this for some reason. So if as long as it stays like where the level that it's at now, he's probably not going to say anything about this.
Yeah.
Maybe next time I should make the wheel maybe I should get random topics and then like put it on some of them. I state them out exactly how they read, and then the other ones I change a little bit to see if maybe a true or false thing, or believe it or not, then maybe that'd be the game. Maybe until people start, you know, until the wheel starts catching up with popularity. I don't know. Maybe that'll be it. So maybe a true or false kind of a thing. You know, believe it or not kind of a thing. But you're right. But going back to that subject real quick. But yeah, you're
random facts. Random unbelievable facts. I would love to do that. Talk about something weird an octopus can do. I don't know. And
then we discover whether or not it's true or false, or we believe it or not.
Yeah,
or something
like
that.
We do fact or cap.
But how do we bet on it though? How do we get the people to bet on it? Do we like red or black? Like when they bet on it? How do we get people to bet on it? So like if they
do they think that it's a fact or it's false?
Like it's a true or false thing, and if they're correct, or
it's called, you got to be down with the lingo. It's fact or cap.
Nowadays. Like if it's something, if you, like let's say if it's something that we both disagree on, let's say you believe it and I don't believe it, then they will bet red or black. Let's see who's correct. Yeah. I'm betting on Sarah. I'm betting on black.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, next week we know what the game is now. Random fact. Okay, real quick. Let's go to the.
We'll throw one in there. Why not?
And what was that? Lucy Liu. That was number 2. Let me get rid of that from the wheel real quick and move on to the next. Where's my wheel at? I don't know. What did I do with my wheel? Where's the wheel? Sorry. It jumps around. And
there we go.
All right. Well, can you use your superpowers, use your mind powers and spin the wheel. There you go.
All right.
Rihanna is now a billionaire.
Good for her.
Wow. I cannot believe how many
billionaires right here.
What is going on with the world? They're like, first people, so being a billionaire was one of the hardest things, and now everybody, this is crazy. Everybody's becoming a billionaire now. I am jealous.
Have you tried her? Not you particularly, but if anybody's out here tried her makeup, amazeballs. Like, wow. I want
to be a billionaire.
Like, for me, I'm gonna tell, like, this is white girl struggle. I'm talking about pasty ass white girl struggle. I can't get makeup to match my skin because I'm basically like a sheet of paper. So everything is just a little too golden or tan. And so she has colors that I can use, and it's amazing. And I'm not the palest shade, and it's not some weird chalky business. It looks good.
Fenty's
Thank
fortune.
you, Rihanna.
Rihanna is now officially a billionaire. Real quick, how the singer became the richest female musician on the planet. Hint: it wasn't from performing. This is crazy. I thought that I know Beyonce and Jay-Z are billionaires. I know combined, but she did it in less time And not even through music. Then she beat Beyonce. When let's see, Fenty, known to the world as Fenty. Oh, that's her real name. Oh, Robin Fenty. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Known to the world as
That's her
Rihanna,
music.
launched Fenty Beauty in 2017. She sought to create a cosmetic company that made women everywhere feel included. A perhaps unintended consequence, the beauty line has helped her enter one of the world's most exclusive ranks. Billionaire.
It's really good stuff. Like I am not kidding. And it's not crazy expensive either. It's medium price, and it's amazing. Like I would pay, $50 more and I'm paying for it now to get it. Like that's the quality. I'm expecting to pay like $100 for her products, and I'm not. I'm paying $30. So I'm very happy. Beautiful stuff.
Oh, dang, Rihanna. I didn't know she had it like that. Let me just, next time I see her,
It's life-changing. You find a good foundation and concealer, it's life-changing, I'm telling you.
Rihanna is now worth $1.7 billion. Not only did she pass Beyonce, she crushed it. She's almost doubled this is crazy. Making her the wealthiest female musician in the world and second only to Oprah as the richest female entertainer. But it's not her music that made her so wealthy. The bulk of her fortune, an estimate of $1.4 billion, comes from the value of Fenty Beauty, of which Forbes can now confirm she owns 50% of. Wow. Wow. I didn't see that coming. I thought it was. I always thought it would be like musicians like Dr. Dre or whatever. Especially when he sold that Beats by Dre thing. I thought that was gonna be it, and that was gonna be. Then out of nowhere, Kanye West becomes a billionaire, and I'm like, I thought he filed for bankruptcy. How the hell is he a billionaire? It's just, it's just, and now now this. It's like.
Well, musicians don't really make money off of their music being played. They make money off of touring. So that's why they have such big tours, because the record company owns the music basically. Right. And if like the whole with Taylor Swift thing, she ended up having to buy back her music. Yeah. And they sold a bunch of it. Yeah. Without even asking her. And to me, that's nuts. Like you think somebody wrote a song, somebody did that, and if they wrote it themselves, they should be able to have the opportunity to own it. I'm not talking about people just singing a song somebody else wrote. Like somebody's an artist and they wrote their music, they should be able to have their music.
Well, that first deal that you first get into, I mean, the studio is taking it for all they know, they're taking a chance. Even if they believe in you, they're taking a chance. They don't know if you're going to be successful or not, so they're going to get you into the deal that's going to get them their money back or benefit them the most in the beginning. But I love the fact that now, especially nowadays, more and more it's happening. That first album, usually it's like, do what we say. We're the ones, we know what we're talking about. You trust us and blah, blah, blah. Then if that album crushes it, then that artist gets a little bit more power and say that second one. And the longer they go, and then you all of a sudden you hear they've disassociated. That artist is on their own. Like Pink, that first album, they wanted her to be like only R&B singer and things and only, but and then when she wanted to express herself, they wouldn't let her, and now she got free from that. In sync, they no strings attached. They cut the ties. Like it's crazy.
Well, they still dealt with the record companies. They still got those same deals. Like there's what I love nowadays is the power of social media, the power of the internet.
Yeah, they don't even have to go through.
I can make a song and put it on Spotify and sell it directly to you.
Right.
And they can do that now. And a lot of artists that I, used to listen to like 5 years ago, maybe even more, are now independent artists, and they're selling their music on, through Instagram, coming out with their albums and just dealing with a publicist and a manager, not going through a record company. Yeah, so they own their music.
Exactly.
Like that should be allowed. That should be a thing. So, but what's sad about it is because we as the consumer are so used to seeing it run through the machine. If we're not hearing it on the radio, if we're not seeing it, in a movie, we're not necessarily knowing that our favorite artists are still making great and worthy music. Yeah. So that's the hard part. Like we live in a consumeristic society, and those big machines have been feeding us this gunk for ever.
Big oil. We're not getting solar power anytime soon. Big oil.
Yeah.
they got their thumb on the scale. But
random fact: Big Oil, a petroleum product, Cool Whip. It's made out of oil. It's a byproduct of the fuel process is creating petroleum. So your gasoline, that crude oil, a byproduct is petroleum, gasoline, and that petroleum, they use that as a food product and they make Cool Whip out of it. They put it in like that cheese product. It's Vaseline, it's all that stuff, and we're just eating it. Didn't know that, did you?
Well, not
that could have been on the wheel. That could have been on the wheel.
I would have lost that bet. Like, how are you gonna ruin Cool Whip? You know what? No, I'm moving on. You just ruined Cool Whip. Yeah, you just ruined Cool Whip.
Product.
Cool Whip.
It's a food product.
And it's pronounced Cool Whip. You got to put emphasis on the H. Cool Whip.
Yeah. It's gross, isn't it?
No.
You gonna eat Cool Whip still?
Cool Whip. Cool Whip. That's how I would pronounce it. All right. We'll spin it down real quick. It's and again, sorry that it's upside down, guys. Jungle Cruise chugs to only $29+ million worldwide. Wah, wah. Not such a good, debut for that. Did you have any interest?
Theaters?
Yeah, it went to the theaters and on Disney Plus.
So does that number count the Premiere Plus?
I don't even know. It's just a $200 million movie that only made like 20-something million dollars.
The commercial looked great. Like when it comes out on Disney where I don't have to pay extra for it, I'm gonna watch it.
I don't think it was marketed. I don't know. It didn't appeal.
No, my son saw it and saw The Rock in it, and he was like, "Oh, a new Jumanji," because he was dressed the same.
Maybe that's what they were going for. Maybe they were hoping that people would kind of get a Jumanji feel out of it, the way they marketed it.
It looked very Jumanji-ish, to be honest.
It didn't have any interest in the. It's not like every movie that The Rock has done has always been big blockbusters, but he has been known as he's been called franchise Viagra, and and since then this is the first time he's launched a new potential franchise that the failure to perform was a little stronger than that.
Well, he's done several movies along this line, like Jumanji, we talked about that one, and then like the Escape from Witch Mountain remake. Wasn't that one of them? He did.
Yeah.
That was a while ago. And
Journey to the Center of the Earth, where he replaced Brandon Fraser. The one that he did better than Brandon Fraser.
Same outfit, water, boats, danger, The Rock.
Yeah, you're right. So,
I mean, he's good. It's a good movie. I'm sure it's gonna be a good
check
movie.
It out.
I'm gonna watch it. I'll enjoy it.
Is it Disney? Is it on regular Disney Plus, or do you have to pay for the premiere access?
It's premium right now.
Yeah, then I'll wait. I'll wait the 3 or 6 months or whatever to watch it.
I don't want to pay for stuff anymore. Exactly. I'm just like I'm sick of it.
I was
sick of paying extra.
I was this close to relaunching my AMC, what is it called, A-list membership, and now the pandemic cases are going back up again. I'm like, screw that. I'm gonna wait a little longer now. I was just about to reopen it again because I love my AMC pass, but movie theaters.
You know what really chaps me, and it's along the same line.
You know what chaps my ass? I should make a
segment. I'm gonna have a little rant right now.
No, right.
Used to be I could rent a movie that was still in theaters and pay, like $10 or like $9, like the cost of a movie ticket.
Right.
Now to rent a movie that's still in theaters or just got out of theaters,
like
it's
$30.
Yeah. Even on like Amazon Prime. I'm not talking Disney Premiere Plus, and I have 24 hours to watch it. I could just wait a couple of weeks and then just buy the movie, which is going to end up being $30 anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's just crazy. Why is it costing that much now?
It's like because I know in a regular circumstance, when it's an old movie, it's like what Amazon will charge like $3.99, but that's for an old movie. But you're right. When it's brand new, if it's one of those. If it's a movie that would be considered a direct-to-video kind of a movie, even those would still be like $19.99. But now with the membership and the power of the word Disney behind it, where did they come from $19.99? Even that kind of
But
made
even
more sense.
for 24
To-
hours,
yeah.
$20.
It went from
I mean,
to 39. What is it now? It's like $29.99.
Yeah,
Where'd that
I've
extra
seen
$10
some
come
of them.
from?
Yeah, the Premiere Plus is $29.99.
Yeah, it used to
but
be
like if I go to Prime and I want to do a movie that just finished rolling in theaters, I've seen some of them that were $50 for 24 hours, and I'm like, who in the crack addict hell is gonna do that? I'm not gonna spend $50 for a movie that I'm not gonna get to watch forever.
These movies used to premiere before this whole Premiere Access thing was even a thing on top of the monthly membership. They used to be around $19.99, but now with the power of the word Disney Plus behind it and HBO Max and whatever behind it, where did they get this extra $10 from? I mean, you're already getting my monthly membership fee. If anything, the Premiere Access price should have went down, but like you said, I'll wait the extra 3-4 months because I'm not. Some of these movies, if I really want to see it, if it's not a family movie, if it's something that I as an adult want to see, my kids might not be interested in, I'll just go watch it in the movie theater because I'll just pay a $10-$12 ticket for myself, and that's it.
Yeah.
And
There's
then
a theater near me. I can pay $6.99.
Right around the corner.
Nice movies. Theater sucks, but I could still see the movie.
These floors are sticky, but I only paid $6. I'm not gonna ask why that floor is sticky. All right, moving on.
Show up in a rain suit so that way you could just peel it off afterwards.
That sketchy guy at the back row is just
bring yourself a trash bag for your chair and just have a seat.
And just ignore that sketchy guy in the raincoat that's just sitting there.
See, you're thinking a different kind of sticky than I was.
Yeah, exactly. That's 100. That was 100% where my joke was going. You just fell for it. Okay, moving on.
Didn't. I wasn't that.
You wasn't catching
that
what I was
mindset there.
Oh, because we are about to hit the hour real quick. I'll do this last one. Make this the last one. Matt Damon clarifies the story that he shared about retiring this use of the F slur. Have you heard about this?
I have. And where he's from Boston, right?
The mean streets of Boston. Mm-hmm.
So this is no way a justification for the use of this word, but during his time period when he grew up there, they used that word
a lot.
The time. And it didn't mean
the way I grew up,
it didn't mean a negative gay slur. It didn't mean that. It was just, I guess sometimes it did, but it was just everything was that.
Yeah.
And so
that was the overall underlining tone behind it. If they were throwing that slur at you, that it was connected to that being a negative, basically, pretty much.
Yeah.
But it became an everyday way.
It didn't necessarily mean gay. It just meant a negative kind of thing, I guess.
Yeah.
But but good on his. I think it's his daughter got really upset at him and walked out.
Right.
Good for her.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you're with your parents or with your grandparents or with their friends or something like that, somebody's going to say something that isn't acceptable anymore today.
Yeah.
And that's the only way to react to that is to go, hey, that's not acceptable anymore. And you need to wake the F word back up and not do that.
The one thing I've noticed that some people online, I think on TikTok, were trying to do a little pushback on it. Like, that's not good enough. It doesn't matter that you checked yourself. And I was thinking, in a way, it kind of think about it. It's he got ahead of it on. Because at the same time, when people are saying that they want people to be more accountability. Yeah. What better example of it? He called himself out first. Which now means that because people were like, he shouldn't have said anything. Nobody was saying anything about it. Nothing leaked or anything. He should have just stopped saying it and just not say it. But how does he know that somebody didn't record him saying it one day or something like that? So if just in case, if I'm not saying that that's the only reason why this could be 100% genuine. This could be exactly what it is. But I feel like if a year from now, 2 years, 10 years from now, whatever, doesn't matter. if any footage of him from the past ever comes up of him now of using that word back in the past, then we all now know that in August 2021, he called himself out first and it said he would never use it again. Now, if he does use it again in the future, how to make her, I don't think that would cover him. But now he's in a position where he called himself out before an angry mob called him out for something.
I agree. This is a probably, it could be a publicity move kind of thing, or it could be genuine. But regardless, it doesn't excuse his use of it before now. But now he's saying that he understands that was wrong when he said it before, regardless of it being like a little microculture up in that Boston area kind of thing, for using it. But I mean,
don't slip up now, Matt. Don't.
Yeah.
You gotta, so
he's saying, well, at least I think it's good for him that he's going, hey, I get how this is really not a great thing, and I'm not going to do it anymore.
Right.
And I appreciate my child for getting that mad at me. And he could be doing it because his daughter's not speaking to him until he some way writes this, you know, that kind of thing. So, I mean, good for her for standing up for herself if that's what happened. And, you know, good for him for going, you know what, I am wrong.
Right.
And, you know.
And I hope he keeps growing. Just like, it reminds me of James Gunn, how he was saying a lot of reckless things on Twitter. And then he got canceled. He got fired from Disney. Then Disney hired him back because it was weird that he was fired to me in the first, because some of the things he said was crazy. But he checked himself years ago and hadn't said anything like that since he checked. He called himself out first, so I didn't understand why. I knew why, but I won't go into that whole, because we're running out of time.
People ran with the old stuff and forgot that he was.
I know we're running out of time. I'm pushing the line on now. So let me go real quick on that Reddit read. So guys, that's what. Thank you guys for and hopefully you guys, when you see this pre-recorded, maybe you guys give us some more ideas on how to handle this wheel, because I like the wheel. I want to do more with it, but I got to get better at it and promote it a lot faster.
Or if there's any PG stuff you want to hear us talk about.
Yeah. Just throw that in there. Like, I want this whole bet on red, bet on black thing. I want to make that into a thing. We got to figure out how to market this. This is got to be fun.
I feel like I'm always right. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I know. All right, Reddit read real quick. So here's the question from the Reddit read.
Not a conceited way.
Well, good for me. Guys, if you want to look for me, you can find me. I am Chris W. Fagan on the TikToks, Twitters, and Instagram. That's right. I just changed it, and I'm happy about it. And I'm no longer Chris Fagan 1980, because I don't need you guys to be, guessing my age anymore. I don't want to feel old anymore. So that's why I changed it. And Sarah, if they want to find you online, where can they guys be respectful to you on your platforms?
So I'm Sarah Catherine the Red, Instagram, all of them. Twitter.
I'll make the lower third bigger next time.
all of them. Sarah Catherine with the E at the end.
Uh-oh. Did I mess that up again?
Yeah, it's cool.
No, it's not. I humble myself before you, and I beg your forgiveness. Guys, I appreciate it.
You got it right in the tag.
There you go.
There
it is. See,
you got the H and the R mix.
Damn it. Okay, let me get out of here. All right, cut. How about? Sorry about that. I'm in trouble now. Till next time, guys.
Our supporters help make all this content possible, so make sure you check out our Patreon page so you can help us bring you the content you want.
No worries.
Push the pedal to the freaking metal. I'm turned up just like heavy metal. Yo.
All right. I'm gonna go. I gotta get a kid to bed for school tomorrow. All right, see you later. Thanks.
Turned up on another level. Push the pedal to the freaking metal. I'm turned up just like heavy metal.